Every season, we see players who have been completely written off come back around to redeem themselves. Last season, players like Rafinha, McTominay, Anthony, and a few others managed to turn their reputation completely around. And as the 2025-2026 season starts, we expect this to be the case for quite a number of players. In this video today, we're going to predict which players will possibly be redeeming themselves this season and why we think they will. From Premier League outcasts to La Liga flops, these are 10 players who could have a redemption arc this season. We'll start with Marcus Rashford. His stocks are really low right now, but guess what? That's the best time to invest. Rashford is definitely talented and he can score loads of goals and lead an attack as we saw in the 2022-2023 season. Now at Barcelona, he's surrounded by a lot of top players and prolific creators, mentored by a top coach and with much less pressure on his shoulders than when he was in England. So we expect him to come good, and since it's a loan deal, Rashford will be motivated to do his very best in order to get a permanent move to a club he has wanted to play for a long time now. Also, it is a World Cup year, and having missed out on the Euros, Rashford will want to make sure that he's on the plane to North America come summer 2026. Truly, everything is pointing towards Rashford reinventing himself and proving to the world that he's still that guy. And I mean, most of the time, guys who leave United end up coming good elsewhere. And he's not even the only Manchester United Academy graduate on this list. There are two more, in fact. Can you guess who they are? Take a shot in the comments. We'll see if you're right soon. While you're there, if you aren't yet subscribed to the channel, go do that right now so you never miss out on our amazing content. Let's now talk about Vini Jr. The Brazilian had a pretty underwhelming 2024-2025 season after losing out on the 2024 Ballon d'Or. His form seemed to go downhill. On top of that, many people have said that the presence of Mbappe at the club has somehow made Vini worse. But hey, this is Vini we're talking about here. You'd really be silly to write him off. This is a guy who has everything it takes to be the best player in the world, to decide games on his own, and to win Real Madrid titles. So, we're betting on him to have a redemption arc this season. We are also betting on Ferguson to have a redemption arc this season. He has struggled in the last couple of seasons, but if you watch him, you can tell that he's very talented. The loan move to AS Roma seems like a very smart play. A season away from England might just be what he needs to get himself back in the game. If Ferguson can get his injury problems checked, this dude could really have a great season in Italy. And don't forget, he's still just 20 years old. It could just be that this season is when the boy becomes a man. Speaking of boys becoming men, we also have our eyes on Endrick. A lot of people are already writing him off because he spent most of last season on Real Madrid's bench. Also, with Gonzalo Garcia coming up from the academy and doing an amazing job at the Club World Cup in the centre forward position, some people are predicting that it will only get worse for Endrick. Well, we are predicting that the kid is about to have a redemption arc this season. He's a precocious young baller with tremendous talent and a high ceiling, so we're counting on him to come good in this campaign. Of course, there will be competition, but we see Endrick having an amazing 2025-2026 season, especially now that he has been given the legendary number 9 shirt. Still in La Liga, we also have our eyes on Ronald Arujo. Many Barcelona fans still haven't forgiven him for his red card in the Champions League game against PSG in the 2023-2024 season, which cost them dearly. He also wasn't great in the 2024-2025 season, particularly in the Champions League knockout games against Dortmund and Inter, but Arujo has the right profile to be a great centre-back. We've seen him play well for Barcelona and we believe he can return to those levels this season. He has struggled with injuries in the past couple of seasons, which caused him to miss out on the start of last season, but now he's fit and fresh and he'll be starting the season with Barcelona. With Inigo having left the club, Arujo is almost starting to go back to being a starter, and with Ter Stegen out for a few months, he'll also be the captain for a considerable amount of time. Being a starter and captain could do wonders for his confidence, and if he's confident and assured, Arujo could really be a rock for Barcelona. Now, remember we said Rashford is not the only Manchester United graduate on this list. One of those other graduates we're referring to is Alejandro Gomez. He has the opportunity to pretty much restart his career. He's fast, young, can take on players, and is very confident in his own abilities. Those are qualities that make top players, so yes, we still believe in him. He probably just needs to keep his head down and do the work, and honestly, we think Chelsea can offer him that fresh start he needs. There will be no pressure to be the main man or rescue the club. That might just be the environment he needs to succeed. And from a United player heading to Chelsea, let's talk about the Chelsea player who moved to United, Mason Mount. Mount is a top talent. We are talking about a guy who once provided a Champions League winning assist and scored lots of important goals. He has played at the topmost level and has proven that he's a top quality. The injuries he suffered since moving to United have done him no good, and that has caused many fans to write him off and give up on him. But if you watch Mount, you would see that that's a player with so much to give. We saw him in the back end of last season after he returned from injury, and even in pre-season, he has been really solid, creating chances and scoring good goals. He really has all it takes to be one of the best players in the Premier League this season. Also, Amorim's setup favors a player like Mount so much, so we definitely expect the English midfielder to cook. Another Englishman we expect to cook this season is Phil Foden. He had a very bad 2024-2025 season, starting from the Euros, and that made a lot of people turn on him. Fans have also said that this season will be even tougher for him, with Cherokee now at the club, but we actually think those two will work very well together. Foden is a great player. He's young, but he already has a tremendous amount of experience and has already won so much. Remember, this is a guy who was named Premier League Player of the Season and PFF Player of the Year just last year. So no, we are absolutely not giving up on Phil Foden. The redemption act this season will be beautiful to see. Now to the other Manchester United graduate on this list, Paul Pogba, World Cup winner, Champions League finalist, technical baller, one of the most talented midfielders of his generation. This is a rare breed. The injuries and suspension from football in recent years made everyone forget, but we believe that Paul Pogba is going to make everyone remember the season. Having signed with AS Monaco, he'll be playing in his home country without the pressure of being at a really big club. All he has to do is relax and enjoy his football, which is exactly what we believe he'll do. And by the way, he's just 32. We just saw Mo Salah have the best season of his career at the age of 32, so it is definitely not too late for Paul Pogba. Don't be surprised if he does enough to end a spot in Didier Deschamps' 2026 World Cup squad. We'll now wrap this video up with Joshua Zirkzee. Honestly, we think the problem he had in his first season at Manchester United was wrong profiling. He's simply not a centre forward, but he was continuously being shoehorned into that position. With United having signed a proper striker in Benjamin Sesko, we believe Amorim will feel a lot more confident playing Zirkzee where he's supposed to be, behind the striker, and if he does, the Dutchman is going to cook. His technical has great link-up play and loves to create. If used properly, Joshua Zirkzee will have a redemption arc this season. And there are more players who believe will have a redemption arc this season. Feel free to drop their names in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Also, turn on the bell notification so you never miss out on new content. Catch you in the next one. Bye.